It's 8 o'clock, we're at Malcolm Ryan Studios in Wimbledon to shoot the cover of the last ever issue of AutoTrader Magazine. We've got 5 hugely iconic cars rocking up today, covering the breadth of AutoTrader's 36-year history and heritage in used and now new cars, from this stunning Mark I Ford Capri right through to the all-new Jaguar F-Type. I expect it's going to be a busy but highly emotional day. This is Charlie. Charlie's one of the best car photographers in the business. Charlie, what are we up to today then, mate?
Well, initially we're photographing the main cover for this AutoTrader final issue. It's this Jaguar F-Type, nice bright colour. We're going to photograph it at a specific angle for the cover, and I think then later on we'll change that angle for the main poster with the other 4 cars all following along from that. So really it's just going to be a question of making sure that we get some nice lighting, get it looking really strong and punchy so it jumps out at you, and then equally have something that will work with all of those different shaped cars. And you can see that shape change as you go back through the decades, and they come a little bit more square, a little bit more upright.
With regards to that poster then, so the idea is to basically stitch all these cars together, even though you're going to be shooting them, you know, one at a time.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a particular challenge for you?
It actually makes life a little simpler in some ways, because obviously all these cars are so reflective and shiny. It means you can look at each one individually and finesse the lighting to get the best possible look without having unnecessary reflections of all the other cars in there. And I think equally you'll get a better angle on each of those cars, and it will be this, like a great sort of pull-out piece where you can jump from one to the other gradually looking back in time.
The most important thing for you guys is obviously the car, and the girls then, just to give a little bit of further reference to the decade that it's actually representing. So the girl's not going to be overtaking, it's all about the car, but at least complementing the kind of decade, and we tried to make it really not cheesy but actually be quite authentic with the styling. So the girl from the 70s, the girl from the 80s, the girl from the 90s, kind of having quite a subtle look, but something that people used to, I'm old enough to have lived through all those decades, so hopefully something that the readers will identify with each of those decades as well. They're looking at the car, they'll be thinking, oh yeah, I used to know Sharon down the road and she used to dress like that, and that kind of thing really. Women's fashion these days is kind of a smattering of everything, so it's really not very difficult to source. I did go to a few kind of vintage places and everything else to try and find really authentic kind of 70s tops and what have you, but you go on the high street now, and I think most people will tell you, if you want to dress a little bit 80s, a bit 70s, a bit 60s, a bit 90s, whatever, everything's still available out there. I don't really know. The most difficult thing is what to wear for the 2010s. I mean, look, everyone's just kind of dressed, last 100 years combined.
So this is car number 1 in the series, representing the 1970s. It is a Ford Capri 3-litre GXL, as you can see by the number plate.
I'm here today because it's AutoTrader's last paper magazine issue, and the car's being featured in that as a pull-out feature, and it's also up for sale. So there is a full-page advert of the vehicle for sale in the magazine as well.
I'm shooting today with AutoTrader, and we just did some shots. I'm 70s themed, our facet look, and it was really fun. I had a really good time.
This is car number 2 in our lineup. From the 1980s, the Audi Quattro.
I believe I'm doing a few different looks, like through the eras, with some cool cars.
I've been reliving my youth. This is my teenage era. I used to have my hair just like that with all the hairspray. We used to spend all our dinner money on hairspray so that it would all stick out the side, so I've been quite enjoying this. Lots of backcombing, lots of hairspray, lots of everything really.
Yeah, lots of lips, lots of eyeshadow.
Eyebrows.
Lots of eyebrow.
It was the era of excess, wasn't it? So yeah, full on.
is car number 3 in our lineup, representing the 1990s, the E30 version of the BMW M3.
So this is car number 4 of the Big Five, representing the noughties. It is a Mini Cooper S.
I'm Neil Barden, I'm from Angmering on the south coast. I was asked to come here today through my Club Surrey New Mini to take part in the shoot for the last issue of AutoTrader.
Paul's just putting the final touches to the 80s Daisy now with the Quattro, and I think as we're doing this, we've now got a noughties Daisy over in the studio with the Mini, so she's gone for now lip gloss and Ugg boots, and it's a lot more sort of cutie pie kind of vibe. Completing our 5-car lineup is the Jaguar F-Type. Now we drove a V6S version of this car for issue 9 of Ignition and we fell in love immediately, but this is the V8S. 488 brake horsepower, and it's got a 5-litre V8 under the bonnet. It's absolutely awesome. Actually, have you got the keys to this? Can we just start it up, just so they can have a listen?
With pleasure.
I think we might get kicked out, so better be quick. Oh, it's amazing. That should win just for the noise.
That's it, brilliant. That's a wrap, everyone. Well done. Good work. Woo.